State government says it will continue to partner community leaders in governance. Red Cross distributes 500 million naira worth of relief materials to holding centers in the state. Nigerian Army begins building of detention center for Boko Haram detainees. And on the foreign scene, Chinese authorities to reward citizens who report pornographic content. Those are the headlines this morning. We'll begin. My name is David Obokwasile, welcoming you to the Breakfast News this morning. The state government says it will continue to partner community leaders in the state for effective and smooth governance. The Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidon Adenoba, stated this when members of the Anambra State Town Association of Town Unions, ASATU, led by the National President, Chief Alex Onukwe, paid him a courtesy visit in his office in Oka. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo tells us more.
Adenoba, who re-emphasized on the commitment of the present administration to maintaining the lead in all spheres of governance in the Federation, said it would not relent in carrying the community heads along in the scheme of things. He reasoned that they are one of the major sources through which government plans and policies are made known to the people, especially those in the hinterlands. Speaking on the monthly ASATU Community magazine, whose first edition is to be unveiled on the 29th of this month, Mr. Adenoba said it is a welcome development as it is in line with the responsibility of the Information Ministry, which is enlightening the public on the activities of the government. He also said the ministry is acquainting government on the problems and challenges facing various communities in the state.
And of course, I'm proud and happy to serve in this government. I do not think there has been a time in our history that Anambra people have felt as proud as they are today. Wherever you go, say from Anambra, what comes to the mind of the people is excellence. The number one state. We do it, and we do it with style. United. Anywhere you went in Nigeria, the first question you will ask, where is an Igbo man here? You'll be taken in. The person didn't have to know you. You didn't have to come from his own town or from his own province. Just Igbo man, they will take you. Take care of your their own brothers. That's how we lived until we had the coup of 1936. And the Igbo State Union was banned.
Speaking earlier, the ASATU National President, Chief Onukwe, described information as key to human survival and solicited for cordial relationship between the Information Ministry and the association, as according to him, it would help in instituting a better Anambra. Chief Onukwe said that the ASATU Community News magazine is aimed at showcasing the efforts and achievements of the state government at the grassroots to the world, and as well keep the people abreast with the government's plans and policies.
Information is key in everything we do in life, in everything, because when we are born, we start growing, crawl and all of that, and then somebody begins to show us direction. This is what you do. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't do. From the family to the school to the church to the society, we always need to be informed, we always need to be guided. So information is key. And then in a structure like this, like we have Anambra State, the activities of the government need to be taken to the people, the feelings of the people need to be taken to the government. So there is need for this exchange of information between the government and the people.
In a vote of thanks, the National Auditor of the Association, Mr. Chris Okafor, thanked the Commissioner for the warm reception accorded them during the visit and promised that ASATU will not let both the government and Anambra down.
We need to have a business marketing in Anambra State and have the competence what needs to do that. Our end, we are led by our national president, our amiable national president. We saw from him equally the same weight of experience. And he has been us very well. I thank all of you. I can see the cooperation between you and your members of staff. The way that cordiality is there. They are all with us, with that attention, giving you our support, their support, as we give our national president. Now we have this assignment to project the Anambra agenda to the world, starting from the communities. I think it's a very
From Jerome Udoji Secretariat in Oka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
The Nigerian Red Cross Society, in collaboration with the International Committee of Red Cross, have distributed relief materials worth over 500 million naira to the 161 holding centers across the state. The distribution exercise held within the various flood-affected communities were distributed within the various flood-affected communities. Staff reporter Dinaka Nwolisa filed the report taken from our studios.
Presenting the items while flagging off the exercise for the people of Anambra West Council area at Bishop Crowder Holding Center, Onitsha, the State Vice Chairman, Nigerian Red Cross Society, Professor Peter Kachi, said the distribution of the relief materials supported by the flood disaster as well as alleviate the plight of the vulnerable. He observed that Red Cross Society as a humanitarian organization will continue to assist in tackling and responding to emergencies in the state. Professor Kachi disclosed that more than 450 beneficiaries from each of the affected area have benefited from the gesture. Noting that similar exercises were held at St. James Iyowa Obaru Council as well as Anambra East and West.
Making presentation of food items and non-food items here. 2 bags of rice, 2 bags of beans, 2 bags of corns and other things, blankets, mats, towels and other things, a lot of other material, pots are all there. We are making it to cushion the effect of the flood disaster which they suffer for almost 3 months.
The State Secretary of the organization, Engineer Kingsley Okoye, while itemizing the relief materials to include sachet of aqua tablets, bags of edible cereals, beddings, wrapper, vegetable oil, salt, buckets, among others, said the criteria for distribution of the materials was selected to include childhood family, female-headed family, vulnerable mothers, as well as lactating and pregnant mothers. He said plans are underway to ascertain the extent of damage pending their rehabilitation, pointing out of over 9,000 families affected by the disaster. The organization is selecting 1,000 affected families.
Once they take the 2 bags of rice, we estimated that this property will last for them for 3 months, pending to the time they start recovering. So they should use it very, very well and know that it's not too much.
In their separate speeches, some of the beneficiaries, a pregnant woman, Mrs. Blessing Ojade, and Mr. Christopher Mwayibe, who disclosed that they lost every of their property to the flood disaster, appreciated the organization for their commitment in alleviating their plight.
Amen. Crowder Holding Center, Onitsha, Dinaka Nwolisa, ABS News.
The Anambra State Police Command has sealed off the State Assembly complex with effect from 6 p.m. of Thursday, 15th November 2018, as a proactive measure to avert possible breakdown of law and order in the Assembly. This is sequel to the breaches of public peace at the Anambra State House of Assembly complex the same day, and the leadership of the Assembly had requested for the police to take over, seal off and secure the entire premises of the Assembly in an official letter to the Commission of Police. According to the statement by the Police Public Relations Officer of the Command, Superintendent Haruna Mohammed, the Command implores members of the public to stay away from the House of Assembly premises till further notice. The Command further solicits the cooperation of Anambra in this regard and assures all citizens and residents of its determination to provide adequate security in the state. Meanwhile, the Amalgamated Market Traders Association of Anambra State Amateurs has condemned the attempted impeachment of the Speaker of Anambra State House of Assembly, Barrister Rita Madagu. In a communique issued after an emergency general meeting of the association, the group said the attempted exercise was not only absolutely unnecessary, but also unconscionable and ill-motivated, aimed at destabilizing the absolute peace and tranquility that is reigning supreme in the state since the inception of the administration of Chief Willie Obiano. The release, signed by the President General of the Association, Chief Okudile Zehwankwo, and the Secretary, Chief Chuma Erucha, recommended the maturity, wisdom, intelligence, and due diligence exhibited by the members of the House of Assembly in handling the matter, stating that it is an expression of the true Anambra spirit that makes Anambra State the light of the nation. The traders warned the perpetrators of the act that they will join hands with the good people of Anambra State to resist any individual or group that attempts to foster illegal acts in the state. They further commended the good leadership qualities of the Speaker, which she has brought to bear in the administration of the House of Assembly. Texas Chukwu, the Director of Army Public Relations, has said the Nigerian Army has embarked on the building of a detention center in Borno to improve management of detainee insurgents during investigations. Chukwu said that the project has become imperative to enhance the management of detained insurgents in accordance with international best practices. The statement said that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai, was represented at the foundation-laying ceremony of the project by Major General Buratai, and said the ongoing counterinsurgency operations in the Northeast had necessitated the arrest and detention of suspected insurgents who must be properly catered for in accordance with international best practices. Buratai added that the facility will also serve as a transit holding and detention center for suspected insurgents before handing them over to the relevant prosecution or rehabilitation agencies. An Ogidi Magistrate Court, presided over by Magistrate O.M. Kano, has issued a bench warrant for arrest of 8 members of the People's Club of Nigeria for failing to appear before it and answer to charges preferred against them. The 8 persons were being accused of stealing over 8 million naira belonging to the club. Correspondent Eji Kabana tells us more.
The petitioner, Chief John Onwazo of the People's Club of Nigeria, Onitsha, brought the accused persons to court as, according to their originating summons, the offense is punishable under Section 353, subsection 12 of the Criminal Code of Anambra State, 1991, as amended. Magistrate Kano described the act of not appearing before the court as disrespectful in the eyes of the law and a contempt of court. He stressed that excuses cannot be made for the accused in their absence. Counsel to the petitioner, Chief J.N. Okongu, who quoted relevant sections of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law 2010, said that the defendants are under obligation to submit themselves before the court. Chief Okongu, who is the chairman of the Nigeria Bar Association, Anocha branch, applauded the magistrate for the ruling and said that there must be respect for the rule of law and not the use of force.
I wanted to appear before the court this morning, and unfortunately, they disrespected the court, failed, neglected to appear before the court. And in that circumstances, the court issued a bench warrant for their arrest, to compel them to be brought before this honorable court. My Lord, because this is a law court, this is a court of justice. We are not here to play. They are not president, they are not even governor. It is only the governor and the president that have immune from being prosecuted. Any human being that served someone before the court must appear. And if you didn't appear, you show a disrespectful and contemptuous to that particular court. And the court has to exercise its powers to issue bench warrants for their arrest. That's what happened in court today. That is what happened.
Counsel to the 7th and 8th defendants, Chidebere Ezem, earlier asked the magistrate to excuse the defendants' absence, citing an earlier written letter requesting that the case be transferred. He also relied on an application which, according to him, should serve as a stay pending the outcome, describing the authority of the court as sacrosanct. Speaking to the ABS, the president of People's Club International, Chief Joe Ilonze, said that up to the moment, there is no record that the money has been returned to the account. He pointed out that their action is to get the court to act within its powers to make them pay the money.
Nobody is above the law. These people embezzle People's Club money, 8.7 million naira. It's not paid into the club accounts, and they're on the run because they don't want to be caught up. So the court will discharge their special function by compelling them to come and to bring the money, because you don't take public money and go away like that. We are law-abiding citizens. Rather than taking law into our hands, that's why they were brought before the courts. And of course, true to time, they ran away because they know that they're guilty as charged. Thank you.
The chairman of People's Club, Onitsha branch, Chief John Onwazo, who is the complainant, lamented that the action has left the club's workers' salary unpaid for more than 5 months.
So these people, I find them wanting. They embezzled 8,700,000. They didn't pay our workers for more than 5 months. They are there now and crying. So I called them and said, what is happening? Can't you bring them out? Let's us settle this place. They say no. So we reported the thing to police. Police invited them. They didn't.
The case was adjourned to 29th November 2018 for hearing. From the Magistrate Court, Ogidi, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Government regulators say China is raising the cash rewards paid to citizens for reporting pornographic and illegal publications to authorities. Starting December 1, people can rake in up to 600,000 yuan for reporting illegal content, online or otherwise, double the 300,000 yuan under previous guidelines. What counts as illegal content in China is broadly defined, but includes work that endangers national unity, leaks state secrets, and disturbs social order, umbrella terms that are also sometimes used when authorities punish or silence Chinese dissidents and rights campaigners. The new rules, published by a bureau under the top media regulator, come as Beijing ramps up control on content. Earlier this week, the Cyberspace Administration of China said it has cleaned up 9,800 accounts on Chinese social media platforms, which is accused of spreading political harmful information and rumors. The standing captain of the Super Eagles, Ahmed Musa, said that the Nigerian national team would not play for a draw in South Africa today. The Super Eagles are scheduled to play the second leg of Group E top-of-the-table clash with South Africa at the FMB Stadium. Musa, in a statement signed by Demola Olajire, head of communication of Nigeria Football Federation, said that the Super Eagles are not thinking of simply gaining a point from the encounter. He, however, admitted that Saturday's encounter will not be for the faint-hearted. Nigeria has not beaten South Africa at a senior team level in the last 4 encounters between both nations. A 2015 AFCON qualifier in Cape Town in September 2014 ended scoreless before the Bafana held their ground in a 2-2 draw in Uyo 2 months later to deny the Super Eagles a place at the 2015 AFCON in Equatorial Guinea. Both teams tied 1-1 in a friendly in Nile Spirit in March 2015 before the Bafana chalked the Eagles in Uyo 2-0 on March day 1 of the current qualifying series. The chartered Max airplane that flew the Nigerian delegation led by NFF First Vice President Seyi Akinwumi landed at the Oriva Al Tambo International Airport at about 3:30 a.m. South Africa time yesterday. The contingent consists of 23 players, team officials led by technical advisor Genatura, members of the NFF Executive Committee, some members of the NFF management and NFF staff, and a number of media representatives. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. You can like us at Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And before we go, the stories on our main points this morning. State government has said it will continue to partner community leaders in governance. Red Cross has distributed 500 million naira worth of relief materials to holding centers in the state. Nigerian Army has begun building of detention centers for Boko Haram detainees. And on the foreign scene, we brought you the Chinese authorities are to reward citizens who report pornographic content. On behalf of the whole team here that made this news this morning a possibility, I am David Okwakwasile, thanking you for joining us. The Weekend Show continues right after now.